What is up, gang? It is I, Carlton Flowers, your crypto pro.
Yay!
And today we are going to do something a little bit different. It's been a long time since I've done a general overall market report. So today we're going to do this somewhat like the weather report because it looks like the forecast is showing some chocolate rain, if I may, that is looming on the horizon. Temperatures are getting a little cool and we've got some precipitation distribution going on across several different projects. Now, I don't need to do the normal disclaimer about financial advice because there's no financial advice that is going to be given in this video. We are just going to check the weather and see what the forecast looks like, starting out with Bitcoin. And as we can see, Bitcoin is just kind of jumping up and down, not knowing really what it wants to do. But right now, it kind of looks like we're stuck here at this big volume node at 42,000. But this 50-day EMA is looming right below, and the stochastic plus the MACD are both showing some bearish signals as we might have some more distribution, precipitation, price coming down, if I may. So look for Bitcoin to drop a little bit more before it decides what it wants to do. XRP is also looking a little bit weak. It's tried to bring in a nice warm front here and heating up the prices, but then things start to cool down, and now it looks as if we are in a bit of indecision. And we never did really break out with this last stochastic peak bringing a lower high. Now we've got a fake out crossover here on the stochastic, and the blue line has decided it wants to take a break and sink back below the slow line, and the general trend is looking like it is downward. So we may creep down if we don't stick to this point of control price right here at 61 cents. It's probably going to dip down and find the 200 EMA. Moving right along, Ethereum. The price is, wow, kind of looking like it's stagnant, and it also is showing a little bit of gloominess. We had this nice warm front that heated up the prices here, and we reached a high peak temperature, and now things are starting to cool off a little bit after this nice big fat red candle. Taking a quick breather here with this small 1 day green candle forming, but with this stochastic showing a fake out here, the cool front comes back in, and it looks like the fast line is below the slow line. So this tells me that the trend continues downward, confirmed by this crossover of the fast and slow line on the MACD with the downward direction and printing of solid red bars on the histogram. That means that the temperature is probably going to continue to cool off as we look to find the 200 EMA line or maybe the 50 EMA line before temperatures start to rise again and we get an uptrend. So that's Ethereum. Looking at Litecoin, which tends to be an early economic indicator. Litecoin has just been farting around here for such a long time, side banding, not really having too much of a big upswing, but we're coming down off of this high point after just barely making it up to 80 degrees here on the price temperature line, and now things are looking a little bit bearish. We are divergent with the fast line and the slow line showing a steep angle and falling away from each other, which is confirmed with a crossover, a bearish crossover on the MACD, and these two lines are dipping down, printing solid red on the histogram, red bars. That means that we are in a general downward trend. It's fighting to stay on this 50 EMA line, but if it does fail that line, we're going to cool off until we get down here to the point of control price at $65. Moving right along, CASA, the juggernaut, the most popular one across the board in my bag. CASA did fake me out a couple days ago where we had a major indication of a reversal where temperatures were heating up right here, and then what happened the next day? Right after I released that video saying that I thought that things were going to reverse, we got this big fat red candle, temperatures cooling off, but good news, we do have a slight warm front coming in with the formation of this little bitty green candle. Now, the only reason why I think that this looks a little bit more bullish than Bitcoin and the rest of the market is the fact that we're already down here in the oversold zone. Well, close to the oversold zone. The line of demarcation is the 20 line. Now, we did have a bullish crossover, a fake out, and a bearish crossover, but it looks like we don't have much more room down here in the doldrums. Hopefully it doesn't stay down there, and maybe we can get a reversal. So the big question is going to be, do we stay above this purple line right here? That is the line of demarcation for the formation of what we discussed in the last video, which is none other than a bull flag. Here's the flag right here. If we stay in that box while temperatures cool down, giving us enough time for this MACD to complete this dive down, and there's one small indication here that there could be a reversal. We have flipped back to the light red on the histogram, which says that the momentum is trying to head back up to the 0 line. The 0 line, that's where temperatures are at a nice even 0, and then maybe we can warm up from there and start another uptrend. At this point, it's still 50-50, folks. We don't know if this is going to blast off for another bullish romp or if we're going to cool off and jump down here to this red ascending trend line, or maybe even find the 200 EMA if we don't hold this 8 to 10 cents support and resistance zone. All right, moving right along, ZTX. It's a new one that I am looking at, which experienced a very nice warming trend as prices heated up and made an all-time high temperature here above 4 cents. Now, it kind of looks like we've got somewhat of a pennant formation here, but we don't know if this is going to play out yet or not. A pennant can usually break to the upside once it hits the vortex or the apex of the triangle, or it can break to the downside. Right now, it's kind of 50-50 or say 60-40 in favor of a correction. And the reason is we see an impending crossover of the fast line and the slow line after a quick reversal from the bullish crossover. And unfortunately, it looks like this MACD set of oscillators has already peaked out right here, where the fast line is starting to curl over, looking for a crossover point to fall below the orange slow line. Now, we have been printing nice, warm, and fuzzy green bars on the histogram for the past few weeks, but now we flip from solid green to light green, which is an indication of downward momentum. If this thing cools off, it might find the point of control price of 3.2 cents, but if we're lucky, it can come back down to the previous support and resistance zone around 2 cents, at which point I'll probably start to accumulate. Let's look at Solana. Here we go. Solana is looking bullish. Actually, it's not obeying the current cooling market trend. We don't have too much precipitation going on here with selling. We've got a nice, strong bullish trend ending with this baby little green candle on the price line here with the one-day chart. And we see a nice, strong 50 EMA and 200 EMA, both on the rise, both diverging from each other with a stochastic that is showing an increase in momentum. We've got that fast line that is still above the slow line. It looks like it might want to curl over and maybe slightly correct, but thus far we're seeing higher highs from the last two peaks. This peak brought us a price somewhere around 65 bucks, and the current peak brought us all the way up to about $75. And this last red candle before the current green one tipped us off at $80. Now, the one thing that looks a little bearish here is that this fast line down here on the lagging MACD oscillators does look like it wants to cross over, but it could glance off and continue up. But if it crosses over and goes down, we could be looking for a correcting trend where prices start to cool off and maybe we jump down to this next volume node that is somewhere around $57. Let's end it with Madic and Link. We'll look at Madic Madic is looking bearish, just like everything else. It's following the same market trend as Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Litecoin. We had a nice high point at this stochastic peak. We had a higher high here if you discount the wick here that occurred at nearly $1. But we do have a very bearish looking stochastic where the fast line is rapidly falling away from the slow line. Momentum is clearly downward, confirmed by a crossover on the lagging MACD oscillators with the addition of a red solid bar on the histogram. So I look for this to continue to correct. Right now, we're hanging on at the point of control price of 84 cents, but we might look to drop down to the 50 EMA, which magically crosses at the next big volume node, which occurs at 77 cents. And if that doesn't hold, we might find the 200 EMA or drop down to the next volume node peak at 68 cents. All right, let's hit this last one, which is none other than Chainlink, which has been very, very bullish ever since September, just going on this nice long romp. I mean, this heat wave started at the end of summer, and I tell you what, Chainlink didn't want to experience fall at all as the prices just heated on up to a high point of nearly $17. But we've had this slight corrective movement where price is cooling off a bit. And now we are just testing out this 50 EMA line. We touched it once. We touched it twice. Will we get the 3 times a lady? I don't know. We'll have to see. But we do have a bearish crossover of the stochastic oscillators after a fake out. Look at this. As the fast line just barely touched the slow line, it glanced right back off, and now momentum is headed south. That is combined with the lagging MAC oscillators that faked us out once here, again there, and then the fast line just gave up all hope and decided to sink below the slow line, and the momentum looks like it's going in a negative direction as we are printing solid red bars on the histogram below the zero line. So I am thinking that the forecast through the weekend, it looks like things are going to stay a little bit bearish. Expect a little bit more precipitation, if I may, of prices across the board, but we'll keep our eyes on it. And I will report the overall market trends, give you another weather report soon if you like this kind of report. So let me know in the comments if you like this quick hit where I run across the market, show you what all of the major projects are looking like, what the temperature is, if things are heating up or if they are cooling off, and I'll bring it again. It just depends on what you would like to see. So that's all that I've got for right now, but I would love it if you would like, comment, and subscribe to the Crypto Pro channel. And if you would like to help support me in producing these videos, you can with the giving of a super thanks. And I also have some exciting things coming your way. I am in the process of designing merch. That's right. For all of you that have been following me all along, I'm going to make some really cool hats and t-shirts because I'm not the only crypto pro here. You are all crypto pros. When you look at the work that you've done to study this market and to swing trade and to buy and hold, you're ahead of 99% of the population that doesn't even know what cryptocurrency is. So I'm thinking you should flex and show off your expertise with some Crypto Pro merchandise. And the first thing that I'm designing right now, let me give you a little hint here. This is going to be, let me erase this screen so you can see it. This is going to be the design of a hat. And let me show you what I am kind of modeling this hat after. I am a big proud graduate of the University of Missouri at Mizzou Tigers, and this is my favorite Tiger hat. And so I'm going to make a Crypto Pro hat that is in black and gold, and you will have the Crypto Pro logo here where the tiger logo is, with Crypto Pro written across the top, and then these cool little spikes that come up the sides. And then I'll make a similar design for a t-shirt, and maybe we'll even get into hoodies since we're getting into winter. And then you can show off to your friends and your family members that you too are a crypto pro, and maybe you can help to lead them into the crypto revolution. Yay! All right, that's all I've got for now. This is Carlton, and I am out.